Last night she got the win, Smitty, her 13th in a row.
And not only did she get the win last night, today when she takes the circle, it's her birthday. So you talk about the birthday gift of the century. Well, it's her ability to go hard at batter. 16 strikeouts last night. That ties a career high. 4 times she struck out the side against Arizona, one of the best hitting teams in the nation. Why? It's her rise ball. It's her ability to paint the edges, the rotation, the spin, the late break, and speeds up to 73 miles an hour. She can bring it.
Great matchup for winners bracket Friday night at the Women's College World Series. And it is time to pick a side and pick your poison. You gonna bash with Bailey and a roll tide roll? Or do you want to mash with Maya and hail to the hills of Westwood? One. And the Alabama Crimson Tide, the 3 seed in the tournament, led by their All-American Bailey Hemphill, the SEC's Player of the Year, red hot during the NCAA tournament. Last night, her 63rd career home run. That is best in Alabama history. And the key to their winning streak has been not only her play, but the rest of that batting order, guys, has been productive. They have runs produced from up and down that batting order to protect Hemphill. Big challenge tonight. Rachel Garcia was here a couple years ago, winning a national championship, the 12th in UCLA history. 18-1 this season. Her only loss was in the Super. She bounced back big time after that.
Look at those 2 shutouts against some of the best teams in the country. Why? Because Garcia can move it, she can bring it. She'll use a backdoor curveball in the outside corner, and then she'll also run that curveball away from the righties. Look at the speed, the over-the-top rotation on her off-speed at 57 miles an hour, so it's deceptive. But the rise at the top of the zone, that's the one that gets in your eyes and you just swing through it. It looks so pretty until it just disappears. Rachel Garcia is a strikeout machine.
Big milestones. She is on the verge of a win tonight. Would be the 100th of her career. Only 3 other Bruin pitchers have ever reached that mark. And she is also 14 strikeouts away from 1,000. That loss that she suffered against Virginia Tech in the Supers just made her angry. She came back with 2 straight shutouts, including the win last night over Florida State. SEC Pac-12 getting it on for a spot in the semis. And Alexis Mack to lead things off. Grad student from Brecksville, Ohio. One of 6 senior starters in the lineup for the Tide. They did not get a leadoff on base in any of their 6 innings last night. And Rachel Garcia slinging it at better than 70 miles an hour, and it's quickly 0-2.
And that's where Garcia is so deceptive to the lefty. She will run that pitch away almost like a screwball, and then she'll also throw a backdoor, so off the plate and bring it on.
Looks away, tap to third. Delaney wins the throw. And Alexis Mack safe at first. Not sure if that hit her or ricocheted off the glove of Kinsley Washington.
I don't think she touched first base when she was coming down. She might have missed it. She was pointing at the back, because normally she would have just gone straight to second base. You get a good look at Delaney Wiz getting to this ball, goes up the line. Yeah, she misses first base, so watch her have to come back to first to get it. The throw going up the line. Otherwise, she'd be standing at second base.
It looked like she may have dragged over the top. There, she drags over the top. But
she may not have felt it.
Felt it, yeah.
So the lead off aboard, and now you've got to deal with Bailey Hemphill. The matchup of the night right here, the 2 All-Americans head-to-head. The senior from Lafayette, Louisiana,
Such a huge difference when Hemphill can hit with a runner on first. Otherwise, you flat out walk her. One of the best hitters in the country. You don't give her anything good to hit because Max on first. Gotta at least try to go after him.
Tremendous respect, of course, for Bailey. Not only is she their career home run leader, but also their career walks leader. And for a power hitter, the batting average lights out as well, over 400.
Coach Murphy says she has an unslumpable swing. Super quick, hands are still short to contact.
She barely strikes.
Yeah. Takes a look at strike two there. She struck out just twice during the entire SEC season. Tattooed one down the line, just inside the left field foul pole last night. Just outside. Chris Neighbors behind the plate tonight. Scott Tomlinson at first, Ron Alexander at second, Liz Hammerschmidt at third, our umpires this evening. Two pitch. Mack is running. The throw down from Garcia is high and it sails out to center.
And how about running on an off-speed pitch? I love the fact that there's a lot of green lighters on this Alabama team, and they will try to exploit that. If they see the off-speed coming and they're on base, the green lighters will go, and Garcia just flies this into center field. Good job by Bubba Nichols to make sure that he's there for the backup.
She's so fast. I mean, the jump that she gets, explosiveness. She's at top speed, 2 steps off of first.
So now do you give Hemphill first here, or
yes,
what do you do? 3-2 the count. Runner in scoring position. Ooh, they threw to her, and she was a tick too early. Because this is what she can do.
Oh, look at her hands on this, what she hit last night against Arizona. Her hands staying so close to her body. And Beth, she just missed that last one. You said it, 58 miles an hour. That was on a tray, a mistake, a rare mistake by Garcia. I think you go up in the zone, out of the strike zone. Don't give her anything good to hit.
They induce the fly ball, and it will drift out of play. And a good snag. Winner, winner.
She'll never forget that. The whole place exploded. As close as you can get to getting in this game. Brought your glove.
Oh.
Knew where the fence was. The whole deal.
I love it, the celebration.
I got Bailey Hemphill out, everybody.
That's right.
Bailey's still digging in, though, against Garcia, who's giving her a couple to look at on a 3-2 count. And a couple to swing at.
They're not catching that one.
Well, and the one that she first tattooed on 3-2 was the off-speed. And since then, it's been high heat. And Bailey's been going after it.
I don't know why you give her anything. I mean, she can hit everything. You can get her out, but I don't think it's worth the risk.
Well, she's already seen 8 pitches. Here comes number 9.
I'm thinking curve away, Smitty, just because that was the one pitch she saw Hemphill almost bite on, ended up holding back.
Yeah, I agree. That rise ball, you leave it flat, it's a little bit dangerous. She's been sitting on that off speed, identifying it.
Oh, my.
Ooh, just missed it.
Boy, and
Oh,
look at
she
how
got it.
shallow the outfield is here, guys.
Trying to think anything on the ground to be able to throw out Mack at home, but there's a good chance that Bailey hits it over your head.
I don't think I've even seen them this shallow for a short game player, and they are in.
Interesting setup. And another 3-2. Bailey gets it. sends it to the base of the wall. Mack is in to score, and the stand-up double against the pulled-in outfield. 1-0 tied.
Beth, you mentioned it, where the outfield was pulled way in. This ball gets caught. Look at Maya Brady out in right field. Look how far in she is. Probably about 20 yards in, more than she would normally be. And look at how far she is. Once this ball is landed, if she's in her normal position, this ball gets caught. I get it, it's the risk. You get a ground ball, you can throw out the runner, but I have never seen against a power hitter playing that far in, and they're doing it again.
With Kaylee Tao at the plate, I don't think Bailey would be offended if we said she doesn't have the Alexis Mack speed. Remember, in softball, you can be lifted once for a pinch runner and re-enter. Alabama does not choose to do that here. Tao, the senior from Madisonville, Kentucky.
I'm shocked they're still pulled in.
Well, especially because Garcia has been mostly up in the zone, so that is going to induce fly balls.
And you don't have speed at second.
How about this, guys? 20 games in a row where the first team that scores has won at the Women's College World Series. 1-0 tied in the top of the first. And it's Bailey Hemphill, the RBI double.
I'm still shocked they threw to her, especially after she was crushing the rise ball, the off speed.
Well, especially when first base was open.
Patrick Murphy, the head coach for the Tide, he'll take it. 23rd season at Alabama. In SEC play, nobody has more wins than Murph does, and he started the cavalcade of SEC teams advancing to the Women's College World Series, and of course, they were the first Southeastern Conference team with a trophy, 2012. Florida has added a couple since. Two to Tao. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
You guys, Patrick Murphy of Alabama always says speed kills. He has built this lineup for this moment. We've already seen the speed of Alexis Mack and that stolen base come around to score. He says he has 7 green light girls in the lineup. He takes great pride in that speed, and we've already seen it pay off with a 1-0 lead.
I think he took the red and the yellow right off the light. No need. Garcia trying to limit the damage. Slow roller to short. Perez over to first. 1 down. Hemphill to third.
And how about Hemphill going? That is a productive out because she sneaks right in past of Bree Perez, who I'm surprised didn't go after Hemphill.
Yeah.
So take a look at this ball. It's going to be struck right at Bree Perez. And Hemphill, she's going on it. Sneaks in front of her. I'm just surprised she doesn't go to Delaney Wiz, who was at third base. So that, to me, is all about communicating.
Looked like they had time. So now a deep fly ball is good enough to get another one home. Jenna Johnson, the designated player. Sophomore out of Franklin, Tennessee, has been the DP in the lineup for the last month. Was 1 for 3 against Arizona last night. They beat the Cats 5-1.
Different approach than Florida State. Alabama swinging early. Not a lot of swing and miss. It's early in this game, but Florida State had a ton of miss.
Well, and some of Rachel's pitches, that one in particular, are non-competitive. In other words, they're so far away from the zone that it's an easy take for Alabama.
The 2-time National Player of the Year. Number 3 all-time in strikeouts at UCLA. Number 4 in career wins in Westwood. And a couple of conferences here with her catcher, Alyssa Garcia, and the infielders, as you see, Kelly Enoy Perez. 15th season as the head coach, longtime assistant. And, of course, a Bruin alum. Has been a part of so many championship seasons at UCLA in all 3 phases of her career.
Well, Jess and Beth, right now, to me, it looks like Rachel's throwing through her spin. The velocity, she's got that pitch speed up at 73 miles an hour. And you're not seeing that movement, right? That late sharp break. That one's a little bit better.
The other thing to note, too, guys, and Jess, there's no Megan Faremo to turn to. Of course, their other pitcher who was having a spectacular year, got a win in the Supers, not with the team on this trip. We are told she's getting an injury looked at in LA. Her status is day-to-day, but she is not here with the Bruins. And another full count. (19-3), one of the best games of her career to keep their season alive against Virginia Tech last week.
Yeah, it backs up against the wall after the loss in game 1 that Garcia took. Faremo came back.
And that will drop out in center. And Hemphill trots home 2-0 Bama. RBI single, Jenna Johnson.
This is a rise ball, and we're just not seeing that spin, Smitty. It is spinning, but they are getting on top of it. This is a pitch that gets so much swing throughout the regular season. Last night, 11 strikeouts on that pitch. And we have seen consistent contact with Rachel Garcia's best pitch, and a huge one for Jenna Johnson.
Already the 25th pitch of the inning for Garcia. And it's one of the little things that may not show up in a stat sheet, but they were allowed to keep Bailey on the bases. So if there's a situation later in the game when they need a run and want to pull her, they still have that option to use.
Now, Bailey's a smart base runner, too, and sometimes when we've seen it already in this tournament, you got to know what you're doing on the bases. You cannot hesitate, and when you have a veteran base runner, you don't always want to remove them, even if they don't have the steps or the quickness that someone off the bench might.
KB Sides is the 4th senior to come to the plate here in the inning. A lot of veterans. Slow roll, Vines flips to Perez to get the out as Bree barehands it 2 down.
And I love the way that Anna Vines, who was outstanding in last night's victory against Florida State, had some really good defensive plays, flips this ball up. Perez is going to barehand it, so I love the flip back. Grabbing this ball, going back up the middle. Little smile by Perez, picking up that lead runner out.
The Alexis Mack single. The decision to pitch to Bailey Hemphill on multiple 3-2 counts. She drives in a run. Jenna Johnson an RBI single. And a 2-0 Alabama lead.
Well, and every hit has been on 2 strikes so far in this inning.
Runner goes, the throw down, and a second stolen base of the inning.
And you're calling yourself safe mid-slide. I mean, the confidence, this is Alabama. They've got the long ball in them, but they don't do a lot of power. They have a ton of speed, as Holly Rowe talked about earlier, but watching her in slide, calling herself safe, KB Sides, along with Alexis Mack, now 2 stolen bases.
numbers 90 and 91 on the season for Alabama. In their 58 games this year. Savannah Woodard, the starting second baseman, had a hit last night.
And these are the pitches I think now that Garcia needs. It's the two-strike pitch. She needs to figure out a way to get these Alabama hitters out.
31st pitch of the opening frame. Got him. First strikeout for Garcia, but a 2-0 Alabama advantage.
How about Alabama? All the motion. Alexis Mack, Bailey Hemphill, and Jana Johnson all getting it done. The Tide rolling. Look at them go.
Starting lineups brought to you by Capital One, and for the UCLA Bruins, Maya Brady. 3 home runs in her last 3 games, including this towering drive and the legendary viral sprint around the bases. She was so excited. Look at that smile. Oh, is she calling 4 there? Is she getting 4 in a row? Well, it'll be a challenge against Montana Fouts, who has won her last 13 starts.
330 strikeouts, guaranteed. About 320 of them have come on the rise ball. That is what she throws, along with so many other pitches, but one of the best in the game, Smitty. The big misses that she's had over the course of this season, especially as of late.
The SEC's Pitcher of the Year, a 16 strikeout performance, facing 22 batters last night in the win over Arizona.
Yeah, and just to your point, she had 28 swing and miss last night. That's incredible.
Her 8th straight game with double-digit strikeouts. And she'll open against the U.S. Olympic team member, Bubba Nichols. Bubba just back to form and rejoining the lineup last weekend. So has had limited swings since her return. Snagged by Kaylee Tao, 1 down.
Take a look at Montana Fouts in that rise ball. The deception is everything. It looks like a strike when it starts. It finishes up well above the head many times of these hitters. It's about where the hitter picks it up, though. You see the depth of that pitch, that vertical movement, about 2 feet. When she's throwing for a ball, the problem is she'll also throw it for a strike, mix in a curve, and also a drop.
Rachel Garcia, 5 for 19 so far in the NCAA tournament. She has walked 5 times, but also struck out 6 times. Out of Palmdale, California, now in her 6th season. She actually redshirted her freshman year, and then redshirted last year while in training with the U.S. Olympic team. Able to come back this season due to the pandemic, and there she is chasing that rise out of the zone that you just spoke of.
You have to explain how good that pitch looks, and that's where Montana Fouts does a great job. It's not a ball out of the hand. It is a strike when you commit. You look silly when you get mid-swing and you know it. It's the late break that she gets on it.
That one got away from her. Remarkably efficient she was last night, just a shade over 100 pitches, so many strikes.
4 times, 3 pitches.
Yeah.
4 strikeouts on just 3 pitches.
Struck out the side 4 times with a strike rate of 71%.
That's some bat-to-ball skills for Rachel Garcia, though. That thing was at literally up and away at her chin. She fouled it off.
Just missed at the knees. Her 36th postseason game and her 14th at the World Series. Got her. 2 down. Went down in the zone.
Well, how do you strike out one of the best hitters in the game, the 2-time National Player of the Year? When you're going to throw velocity on the outside corner, you're going to elevate pitches and get ahead. Keep it up at her eyes. Foul her off, go back outside. You don't get it, you're going to go back to that same spot, even a little bit lower, and deuce the K. Look at the drop over the top, and Garcia cannot hold up. Big strikeout first of the game for Fouts.
That'll bring up Aaliyah Jordan, the junior from Chula Vista. Resume includes All-America honors again this year for the 2nd time. Also a former Pac-12 batting champion. Something funky going on with you outies tonight, Jess. Look at the opposite of UCLA here.
It's nothing funky, just playing your hitters. I mean, they're like heels on the warning track deep.
Still may not be far enough back the way that Jordan can swing it.
Which is why it was so dramatic. We just don't see that here in Oklahoma City because of the power of so many of these hitters. To see UCLA on the flip side play that shallow for power hitters was different. It was unusual.
Yeah, and a lot of times at this level, you have to remember the pitcher supplies the power, right? The bats are already powerful enough, but when you've got the speeds up near 70 miles an hour, the ball is going to travel.
That is deep.
Mack is almost on the track. Aaliyah was 1 for 3 last night, had a hard hit ball, a rope out to right. Does not yet have an extra base hit, however, in the postseason.
She's got a great eye, though. One of the best. 33 walks, leads the team. Just in her 15 strikeouts, you rarely see that reverse. More walks than strikeouts. She's got over double the amount of walks than strikeouts.
Full count.
Jordan getting that front foot down early, really trying to settle her eyes. So important when you have that really,
velocity.
Yeah, right up at your eyeballs, so you can be quick with the hands.
And some drip, I think, caught in the hardware there. I mean, you talk about a good catcher.
That's a good catcher, I was just going to say.
You pitchers, would you get it together, Smitty?
I know, sometimes you just need a little extra. Catchers, the good ones always know how to calm us down, how to get our necklaces straight, how to...
SEC's Player of the Year and the Co-Pitcher of the Year this season.
Great battery.
Struck her out with the rise. Get that necklace out of there and then bring the high heat, Smitty.
Love the way this rise ball goes to the top of the zone. Great movement, and look at the reacts. Montana Fouts on her birthday. 2 Ks in the first.
Oh yeah, that's a little Pitbull music, and the reason we're bringing it back for you like that is because that has been the team mantra for UCLA all year. Kelly Inouye Perez was on a walk in the California hills during the height of the pandemic, and she heard that song face everything and rise. Instead of caving into the fear, face it, learn from it. They have used that in every moment this year to try to overcome and fight their fear. Guys, face everything and rise takes a little bit new meaning tonight because they are going to have to really handle the rise ball. They didn't do so good in the last inning, but we'll see if they can come back from this 2-0 deficit. Guys, I love this song, Pitbull, and you'll see on their batting helmets it says, keep calm and dale. That means keep calm and let's go.
In their dugout on the wall as well, Holly. I love hearing the different ways that coaches try and bring inspiration and provide new ways to get teams fired up. It's a long season, a lot going on, especially this year. And the first appearance ever of Pitbull at the Women's College World Series, so we have that as well. Well done.
He'll be here by the 7th.
Maddie Morgan, 7, 8, and 9 for the Tide. They dropped a 2 spot in the first. Hemphill and Johnson driving in runs.
Ball.
I think it's important in this inning for Garcia not to really get out of her game. So that last pitch, a drop ball, we haven't really seen her throw that a lot. She's been more curve, rise ball, a little bit of off speed. Gotta trust your stuff and be committed.
3-0.
Different pitcher. 24 hours makes. I mean, Florida State locked in. Against Florida State, she was super locked in. All her stuff was working, and it's early tonight and big misses.
2 hits, drove in a run, scored a run last night for Alabama. Taken all the way, 3-1. Thirteenth trip to the World Series for Alabama. 6 times into the national semis, including a couple years ago. Winner of this one is into the semis on Sunday.
Ball.
Second straight inning that Garcia has watched the leadoff standing on first base.
That's a rare walk given up by Garcia. You don't really see her do that very often. In fact, just her 24th walk of the year.
Cat Grill is the pinch runner. Morgan can re-enter. And the shortstop, Taylor Clark. Her first home run at Alabama in the SEC final, and then followed it up quickly with her second Alabama home run in the regional championship game, a win over Clemson. And she is called upon to lay down the bunt. Wiz checked the runner and decided to go to first. One down and a runner in scoring position. Holly Rowe down on the field letting us know that just a moment ago, Holly Acevedo did trot out to the UCLA bullpen to start getting loose. Just the 2-person pitching staff in the absence of the injured Megan Faremo. 8th sacrifice of the season for Taylor Clark, and that will give Alyssa Brown an opportunity here in the 9 spot.
Ball.
All SEC performer 3 times. 419 on the year with a runner in scoring position.
Ball.
And this is where Alabama really tries to stress you, put the ball down and play.
Well, the Women's College World Series continues with the championship finals. That is best 2 out of 3 starting on Monday night, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Of course, we are at full capacity 100%. It is a packed house tonight. For more information, go to ncaa.com. It's the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Let's send it down to Holly.
Well, guys, I think this is interesting here early in this ball game. Usually when they have a pitching conference, it's Lisa Fernandez that comes out to the rubber to talk to the pitcher. But right now, head coach Kelly Anoy Perez has called in everyone, called in the outfielders. There is a very, impassioned meeting going on right now. You can see her shaking her head, talking to her players. She's trying to get them in the right frame of mind right now because this has been a very rocky start for UCLA softball.
Yeah, and she's still going right now. I mean, it's a full-blown team meeting.
Yeah, and I think this is refocusing. Remember, against Georgia Tech in game 1, they had 5 errors. They have been out of their element just a little bit, and so I'm sure coach is saying, hey, come on, let's bring it back together. We're one of the best fielding teams in the country. We just need to make sure that they get themselves righted versus what they did in game 1 against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, my apologies. Yep.
Yeah, nine errors committed in the postseason for the Bruins, not their usual game. Can Brown put some pressure on that defense?
Ball.
Remember, very important, you've got to keep both those feet, all 10 toes, on or inside the truck line of that batter's box when you make contact. And another 3-0 count, second of the inning. Inside corner. Let's see if that's a turning point for UCLA.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
I'm taking it all in. All right, Bruins, you guys know exactly what to do. We all know why we're here, and we've earned this. So go out here and kill it.
The voice of viral sensation and amazing gymnast Caitlin Ohashi has been part of that UCLA Bruin gymnastics team for the previous 4 years. She was such an amazing performer, and she's become a wonderful advocate for mental health awareness and speaking out on body image and everything. And it's just so inspirational to hear her words encouraging these UCLA Bruins in this big moment to be as strong as she always has been.
Well, they could use a little of that right now, Holly. A rocky start for the Bruins. Down quickly to Alabama 2-0. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. Delaney Wiz, Maya Brady, and Bree Perez. One scoring double in the Florida State win last night for Delaney.
Ball.
By the way, Caitlin will be back. She's narrating our tease. That's a TV term for that. Well, the pretty pictures that come on at the start of the game. You may have noticed we've been using celebrities throughout. We will continue that trend.
Celebrities that are huge fans of the game that are watching.
Elena Deladon tonight. Billie Jean King.
Oh, am I ruining?
No, well, it's out. It's out. It's out. Sunday for Billie Jean King, everybody. Sunday.
Ruined it.
Packed house, great crowd. record-breaking ratings, busting the attendance marks. Growth of the game has been spectacular to watch. And speaking of the growth of the game, the sold-out crowd tonight has already enjoyed a thriller. James Madison, the first unseeded team to ever reach the national semifinals.
They turned some fans in the stadium. It was sold out. Tons of Oklahoma fans cheering for James Madison.
Another strikeout for Fouts. That is 3 in a row. And the exact same start for Montana as last night. And here is Maya Brady.
Last night she went down to get this pitch late in game. The long levers and the long into the night. This thing was scorched high and away, and she was all smiles. I think we timed her 5 seconds around the bases. She was so excited to get back to her team.
She was self-deprecating about the run around the bases post-game last night.
Ball.
Of course, her mom, a fabulous softball player back in the day, an All-American, and Uncle Tom Brady, so proud of Maya and all that she's accomplishing, and I have no problem admitting the Brady women are more competitive, wink, wink. That is in reference to a wonderful piece that you may have seen on SportsCenter last night that Holly Rowe put together. Shout out to Ho Rowe. Her retweet of Tom Brady, by the way, was almost as fast as Maya's run around the bases last night. Number 2 recruit coming out of high school and a first-team All-American as a rook.
And I love how resilient she is. Her first 2 at-bats, she struck out on drop balls inside and then still went down and got a pitch and hit it out of the park.
Right after the pitching change.
Yes, but
fresh start.
Banana headsets. Oh, the necklace again.
Bailey's. Oh no, it's Maddie Morgan back out to help out.
Oh no, this might be more complicated.
Every woman in America, and probably a lot of guys that have ever tried to fuss with a tangled necklace, knows the frustration of watching
the pressure
this.
of Maddie Morgan right now.
It's a lot. We're rooting for you, Maddie.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Tuck it to the sports bra. Don't let it fly anymore.
Yeah, back to a 1-2 count to Maya Brady. So last night against Arizona, a ground out to start the game, and then Montana Fouts struck out 8 straight. A ground out to start the game tonight. She has struck out the last 3. She also finished strong with that 16 strikeout performance, which tied her career high. Oh, Brady trying to send one up to the press box. The 4 through 9 batters in the Arizona lineup last night, all strikeouts, all 3 times they came up to the plate against Fouts. It was one of the great performances we've seen here.
And Beth, in the second inning, she threw to Moipola, Palacios, and Palomino Cardoza. None of them even touched the ball in that second inning. Didn't even foul off a pitch. I mean, she was just lights out.
UCLA trying to break through that. does for another K. 4th in a row.
That rise ball at the top of the zone, it just is so hard to lay off of. Out of the hand, it looks so sweet, and by the time it travels 35 feet, it is above your head. At 73 miles an hour, you've got less than 0.3 of a second to see it and hit it, and you're making that decision about 5 feet out of the hand.
Well, the other thing, too, last night was there was no need for deception. She struck out 10 swinging before her first strikeout looking last night.
Well, and Beth, one of the things that she does, and Jess, you know how this is, sometimes you just throw it right over the white part of the plate because you bait the hitter into swinging at it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to live on the edges. You put it down the middle. You trust your velocity and your movement because you know you're going to get him to swing through it.
One to Bree Perez. So you're saying that not only when Bailey Hemphill hits does she try and smoke the middle, but Montana Fouts is pitching like she's smoking the middle.
Literally smoking the middle at 73 miles an hour.
Montana Fouts strikes out the side, her 5th in a row. Let's have another look. 2-0 tied.
Montana Fouts, first 2. It's the rise ball, the big swing and miss. Both hitters way underneath. The last batter low and away. She can do it all, proving it for the Tide.
It's College World Series presented by Capital One. Beautiful night in Oklahoma City, enjoying our first look at the upper deck this week, the new addition to the World Series. Speaking of new additions to the World Series, how about the ball the debutantes are having so far? JMU first time here, unseeded, and they are just wrecking bracket all over the place with their 4th straight upset of a seed through the regionals and supers, and now into the national semis for the first time on the top half of the bracket. Our winner tonight will be on the bottom half of the bracket into the semis. Caught at first by Kinsley Washington. Remember, the losers tonight cross over to the other side of the bracket. So as it stands right now, UCLA would cross over to the top half of the bracket, as Oklahoma State has already crossed over to the bottom half of the bracket if you're filling it out at home and following along. A quadruple header tomorrow of elimination games. And here comes Bailey Hemphill again. The RBI double in the first.
Ball.
And the outfield is back to regular depth here without any runners on base. Bailey laced one out to right center off the base of the wall, and that scored Alexis Mack, and then Hemphill came in to score on the Jenna Johnson single.
Ball.
Alabama is 0 for bagels against the Bruins in their head-to-head matchups, 0-10 all time, including 2 here at the World Series. Hemphill getting into the shoulder shimmy there, her pre-swing routine.
Ball.
You hitters got all kinds of tricks, right, to get your mind right. So much routine.
I just get right back in the box. I never had.
Well, that's no fun.
She's practically doing a wall squat, though. That's how low she is. You don't see that very often, pretty much because a lot of people can't sit like that low for very long.
She draws the walk. Holly, where does she get those moves from?
Well, you know, it's been a long time coming. She was actually a child's dancer, and I blackmailed her earlier in the season. I said, if you get to the Women's College World Series, I've got to see some of those dance pics. So she and her mom came through, and look at this little dancer. A promise is a promise. Here you go, Sports Siren. She did say there's about 8 more photos, but that's the only one that she didn't think was hideous. But I just love it. She's such a fun, loving, special kid. Just the cutest personality. I think that dance picture is exactly who she is. Shimmy, baby, shimmy.
There it
Give
is.
it to me, shimmy.
Well, she, more than anything, wants to go dancing in the rain, just like the 2012 Alabama National Championship team. That is paramount on her mind. And Pat Murphy raves about not only her personality, but her leadership and holding everybody accountable. If you're not doing your part for the good of the team, then we're going to have a problem. And when you've got someone on your club like that, you know, you don't want to ever disappoint a player like a Bailey Hemphill. And they have all gotten on board to try and get this amazing senior class one step closer to a championship. Lifted for the pinch runner here. She can re-enter, so that will be the only time she can be removed from the game.
We've already seen 2 stolen bases from Alabama in this game early. A lot of movement, a lot of speed.
Chasing the rise is Kaylee Tao. Kayla Davis is the pinch runner. They are 16 of 17 stealing bases in the NCAA tournament, with a couple already. And Tao goes down swinging, 2-away.
Well, and I love the way that Garcia takes something off of this pitch. It's a drop down on the inside corner, and she doesn't overthrow the pitch. She's got good movement. It gets in the eyes, but look at the way it's dropping down, and Tao's right over the top of it, really well located on the inside corner.
Jenna Johnson, RBI single in the first. Slow roller to third, Delaney Wiz. Side retired, a walk, 1 left on. 2-0, Alabama in front.
Gordon unloads on the first pitch. Oh, what a swing from Kate Gordon. Alexander coming to the plate. And she got her. Odyssey Alexander and the James Madison Dukes are staying in the winner's bracket.
Well, the blood, the sweat, the tears of joy for James Madison. Unseeded teams have not fared well here in Oklahoma City, and James Madison has changed that trend. First time here, 2-0, the first unseeded team to ever reach the national semifinals. They will be playing on Sunday. Opponent to be determined, but the Dukes only need to win once on Sunday to get into the championship series beginning on Monday. And what a performance from the likes of Sarah Jubis and Kate Gordon, and the spectacular play of Odyssey Alexander.
Top 3 play I have ever seen here in Oklahoma City. I hope we're replaying that back for the next 20 years. Seeing a pitcher dive on a squeeze.
Probably like we've been replaying the Jesse Warren catch for the last 3 years. And probably like we'll be replaying Kinsley Washington's walk-off base hit to win the World Series in 2019.
Well, there's always those defining moments that live every year. And maybe it's Alexander's Odyssey.
Oh, I see what
that
you did
we're
there,
witnessing.
Wow.
I'm actually kind of jealous of that one. That was pretty good.
Can I have a doctor of letters?
Easy now.
Put in my place.
1-1 pitch. You haven't shoveled as much baloney as I have over the years. How about Kinsley Washington's big swing against Oklahoma a couple years ago? Jackie Prober racing around third. The play at the plate, not gonna get her.
How many pirouettes? Oh, the dog pile.
Dog pile.
May you miss dog piles? I mean, the things now that...
0-2, got her. 6th strikeout in a row for Montana Fouts. And her epic World Series continues.
To drop over the top, just rolling down, located at the knees, and continues to just fall off the table. So she gets you looking up, 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 and then she just drives it to the lower part of the zone, and you can't hold your barrel up, Jess.
The hardest thing is literally the same slot going north to south versus left to right.
Ball.
Because when it's going left to right, so when it used to be back in the day, curveball, screwball, you would maybe get jammed or off the end of the bat, but you were making contact. Now, if you're missing, guessing up or down, so you see Montana Fouts, most strikeouts all-time Alabama single season. Those are some names. Train at the top, Kelsey Dunn, Stephanie Bram-Prakel, their pitching coach. She's got 2 in 05 and 06. Fouts is going to catch her, though. Catch her coach.
Yeah. Well, she's taking over the top spot in the country this year in terms of strikeouts. She was inching closer to that spot. She's faced 29 batters so far in the World Series. She struck out 22. Holly Rowe, how about Fouts and the J Train?
Well, Jackie Train, of course, the winning pitcher for that 2012 National Championship team. She's been in these moments. She has been under pressure of all of it entails pitching for Alabama. And Montana Fouts and Jackie Train have actually been communicating a lot more this year, especially when softball was canceled last season. And Montana said, been getting a lot of, you see another strikeout there. She said, I've been getting a lot of advice from her on how to handle things, what to improve, what I should be doing as a leader. And I just love that Jackie Traina is staying involved and helping to mentor this young woman.
42-3 was Jackie that championship season in 2012. I think through every pitch.
Power of a program to use your alumni too. I mean, that is, it's just huge. You see them here in the stands.
Ball.
The presence of alumni that we've seen over the course of 2 days for all of these teams is a testament to the head coaches, the coaching staffs, the program, to include them throughout the regular season. Have them come talk to the team. Have them help mentor your pitchers because they've been there.
Ball.
So again, last night it was 8 straight at one point in the game. We're going to hear from Kelly Inoue Perez, by the way, coming up. She's trying to get 8 straight again here for the second night in a row. And she's already struck out the side back in the second. This is Kelly Gooden in the 9 spot in the lineup. So 4 times last night, trying for a second time tonight. 3-1. Multiple Ks in 9 of her 10 innings. Gooden to Morgan. Side retired. 3 complete and a 2-0 lead for Alabama. Winners bracket Friday night.
College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with the UCLA head coach Kelly Inoue Perez. And Coach, you went out early and had a big team meeting. You called everybody into that circle. What was the message you delivered in that moment?
That I wanted Rachel to attack the zone. So defense had to be ready to be 9-on-1. Obviously with teams that we're competing against, we have a game plan. And if things change up, then we want the defense to be on the same page and work as a unit. So just pulled everyone together to let them know that we were going to make some adjustments in our original game plan and then put them in a position to be able to play as one.
Speaking about adjustments in the game plan, Montana Fouts and this rise ball are a problem. What do you want to see your hitters do to get on top of that better or lay off of it better? I don't know which one.
No, it's just making adjustments. She's good. We're here for a reason, and she's, the heart and soul of Alabama. I think the only thing I'm going to rely on is we've been in this situation before. We've put ourselves in a position to have to make an adjustment, but we've done this before, and this is the strength of our team. I'm going to rely us to get back to our UCLA brand softball, and we've got to make adjustments. Once again, she's effective, she's working ahead in the count. Our plan was to be aggressive, and we're not really following that, so I believe we'll be better second time around.
All right, thank you, Coach. Keep calm and Dale. All
right, Dale.
The Montana Fouts, 3 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, and no base runners, no hits. Has taken care of business through the first 3 innings. Rachel Garcia right there with her, just a rocky first inning for the Bruins. Beautiful shot from out beyond the trees, out in left field. A packed house tonight, sold out again tomorrow.
Ball.
Nearly 13,000 strong.
Leading off for Alabama, right fielder, number 3.
May have noticed the ratings if you follow us on the Twitter and the Gram. Spectacular numbers from opening day yesterday. Thanks so much for joining us and being a part of one of the great collegiate events throughout the calendar year. Men's baseball just getting underway on their road to Omaha. I know Kelly I was spending some time today watching her son, who plays for the UCLA baseball team. One decides. I think Holly Rowe has an update for us.
Yeah, think about Kelly Noy Perez. Her son Mikey is playing for UCLA baseball, but the game was tonight against North Carolina. So she did front toss, got the team warmed up, and then she took a moment in the camera well to sit there and watch on her phone, try to see what's happening with her son. They unfortunately did lose tonight 4-5 against North Carolina, but Kelly trying to make sure she's there for her son and also here for her team.
Mikey did have a hit, scored a run in that Bruin loss today.
It's crazy because you look at, the course that you've been covering these teams, and little Mikey was running around the field, being around a lot of these women, a huge influence. You see it in the reverse sometimes, young girls around baseball dads or whatever, to have a young boy around a lot of women and a baseball or softball mom. Pretty cool.
Of course, her former teammate, the family that is the Bruin bubble. Kirk Walker's been there forever, and right behind him, Lisa Fernandez, one of Kelly's teammates with UCLA, a program that dominated the sport through the 80s, battled Arizona all through the 90s, back on top in 2019, and that's what Kelly was talking about. We've been here before. We've been through this.
Good ball, foul.
Their win last night, think about this, the 100th World Series win in UCLA history. In the 39 years we've been playing games here, they've been a part of 30 of those.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's a lot of games in the postseason. A lot of players, a lot of championships, that tradition.
Sides, lifts that one down the line and left, and drifting over to make the play is Kelly Gooden. Hey, on Saturday at 1 Eastern, got some WNBA action for you. The third place Las Vegas Aces take on Tina Charles and the Washington Mystics. But wait, there's more, folks. We'll follow that up with the Chicago Sky and the LA Sparks. Doubleheader on ABC, WNBA Saturday. Next up, Savannah Woodard with one down.
So I find it interesting, the interview with Holly, how coach said she went out there and talked about changing up things a little bit, changing up the game plan. Garcia was having a hard time with 2 strikes getting the out, retiring the batter. So they're throwing a lot more down in the zone, off speed. So identifying that to the defenders and saying, hey, we're probably going to be on the ground a little bit more off speed.
Which is different for their defense. A lot of times they're ready for the fly balls. They're ready for something in the air. So letting all of them know, including the outfielders, hey, change the game plan. Maybe more contact.
Absolutely.
Have to be able to pivot, especially here under the bright lights and the pressure. And it is double elimination, but it is still very important to stay in that winner's bracket as long as you can. Friday winners end up in the championship series 86% of the time. Oh, Wiz lets it stay fair, and it trickles inside the bag at third. Did not take the hop she was looking for, and it appeared she may have had time to scoop and make a throw to first.
This is all about reading spin, and you can see when Delaney comes in, I think she reads the spin wrong on this. It looks like it's going to stay fair to me, but the way she's reading it, she's thinking, all right, maybe it is going to go foul, and it doesn't. Stays right inside the baseline.
She didn't miss it. She purposely pulled her glove away. And she had her out. I mean, she was on top of that. So it wasn't where she was fooled and it would have been a base hit. She was in a position to throw her out.
So it's a one-out base runner here, scored a single. And it's Maddie Morgan.
Ball.
Garcia needed just, after that big first inning, 10 pitches and 11 pitches in the last 2 innings. Had settled in nicely with the changes that you guys had talked about.
She's got a lot of tools in that toolbox. She can go low in the zone, she can mix speed, she can go curveball, backdoor. And that's a nice drop on the lower half of the zone outside, and it's a better setup pitch for her rise ball.
How good she is. I mean, she has one of the best rise balls in the game, Smitty, and a curveball. Now she struggles. She goes to 2 more pitches, the drop and the changeup, and can be just as effective.
Got a 2-strike count on Morgan.
Ball.
Lefties are seeing the ball really well off of Rachel Garcia. And the postseason off of lefties, or Garcia facing lefties, they're hitting almost 120 points higher than the righties are. Just a better look at those pitches as they come through the zone.
6 of them out of the 9 in the batting order. Runner goes. Sliding in safe is Woodard, and that's their 3rd steal. And a 2-out runner in scoring position with Taylor Clark due up.
It's Alabama's game, and look at the dive at the end too. Woodard, you see a lot of runners going feet first. She goes in head first. A lot of times you run into the second baseman when you do that. Anna Vines not blocking her. close call at second base.
Chance for the tie to add to the lead. Clark dropped down to sacrifice in the second. First pitch swinging. We'll hear from Patrick Murphy, an Alabama head coach, coming up. Interesting, he does not go to the bench for a pinch hitter here. Taylor Clark is a sub 200 hitter. Remember yesterday he went to the bench and came out with Abby Dorr, who hit a 2-run home run in a pinch hit situation.
Also not known for her patience. Only 3 walks on the season. And you saw her hacking first pitch. She's an aggressive hitter.
And as Smitty pointed out, she's back over on the right side, where Garcia has fared better.
Garcia can run that curveball away from the righties. She'll throw that backdoor curve at their hip, so she's got a couple more weapons that have that good movement.
Of course, when Murph has a hunch, you mess with that at your own peril. So. Some legendary moves over the course of their 13 trips here. 1 win away from a return to the finals 2 years ago. They've been twice, have won the championship once. Left side, back behind the bag, and grabbed by Wiz. Avoiding the sliding Perez to hold onto it.
One of the harder catches to make is the third baseman running back over your head. Look at her just reach out with her glove, barely miss Bree Perez, avoids the collision, gets her Bruins out of the inning.
Women's College World Series presented by Capital One, here with Alabama coach Patrick Murphy. And coach, you've been saying this for 20 years to us, that speed kills. How did having that speed on base with Alexis Mack get you on the scoreboard to start the game?
Well, not only is she one of the hardest workers on the team, she's probably one of the fastest kids we've ever had in our program. And she's so valuable. I think I looked up the scoreboard. I think she had over 60 runs on the year, which is awesome for her. She sets the table for sure.
Montana Fouts seems like she's taken another step. She is so locked in right now. How many times have you seen her look like this?
In 2019 in the postseason here, and then probably the last month. She just has moved it up to another level, like you said. And I think it started the Sunday of the Florida series, where we won that game, and then I think we won 19 or 20 in a row. And she's been the ringleader of all of that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Holly.
Well, it's only a circus if you're on the other side of Montana Fouts, because she throws about 71% of her pitches as strikes. It's a rise ball at the top of the zone, the rotation, the location, and the velocity up near 73 miles an hour. Montana Fouts has just been on fire.
Rotation and location, a 71% strike rate. 30 have tried, 23 have been sent back with a K in the scorebook. And has struck out the side 5 times after a 16K performance last night. 7 more the first time through the order tonight. So let's see, we go back to the top. You got some veteran bats now stepping in. Can the Bruins figure this out?
Ball.
They lost to Florida in mid-April, have not lost since. The Tide 19 in a row, and Montana Fouts is 13-0 over that stretch with a 1.28 ERA. Bubba Nichols grounded out
Ball.
first time up.
Just down, not much.
And oh, by the way, that burden they have been bearing over the course of their history, never to have beaten UCLA. And if you've been following softball over the years, you know that playing UCLA and Arizona and trying to play them back-to-back is a major task. Those two programs have won 20 national championships. And only one team in history has beaten both in a single World Series and gone on to win the national championship. The 2000 Oklahoma Sooners. And another strikeout, number 8 for Montana Fouts.
Fouts just continues to paint the corner, but that rise ball also has a little out. Look at the way this is going to travel. So it is also moving out. She's blending a little bit of rise with curve, like a curve ball that is just rising up and moving away.
She's cooking up a whole new pitches.
She is. Blending them together. The cries.
We've seen some power pitchers here in the past. In recent years, Kaylani Ricketts, Danielle Laurie come to mind in particular. Of course, Monica Abbott.
Yeah.
And Fouts is trying to follow in their footsteps.
Ball.
Whether or not this is kind of a passing of the torch or a wait your turn, youngster, fabulous matchup here, Fouts and Garcia. One with a national championship trying for another, and the younger Fouts trying to break through for her first.
Ball.
2-2. Excuse me, 3-1. Leah Jordan on deck, getting in some practice hacks. Two. Radar gun popping at 74 mph. Chops it to second. Waiting on it is Woodard. 2 down.
It's almost a win the second time through the lineup if you're making contact. I mean, that's what you're going back to the dugout with is, hey, let's just try to put the ball in play. I mean, there's so much swing and miss, so many strikeouts. This is what makes Montana Fouts so good, but the adjustments have to be made in smaller steps. You're not going to all of a sudden just come up and start hitting the ball all over the place. It's contact, slowing it down. Small wins.
She has struck out 8 of the 9 in the lineup. Only Kelly Gooden, the number 9 hitter, has escaped her wrath. She got Aaliyah Jordan on a rise ball back in the first.
And Aaliyah Jordan's the toughest to strike out in this UCLA lineup. She's definitely a contact hitter, great eye. I expect her to be the first to make the adjustment.
Ball.
Well, Jess, what do you do against high-velocity pitchers? Do you shorten up even early if you know that you're swinging and missing?
I mean, I could tell myself to shorten up. I just didn't know how to do it. I knew one speed, but mentally, I was like, Jess, just get to contact.
Yeah.
Montana Fouts is providing the power. You see, exit velocity average is 70 miles an hour. That's her speed. So if you think about it, you just get your barrel there, it's gonna get your exit velocity off the bat. So even just mentally telling yourself, not swing bigger, just get your barrel to that contact point.
Tide fans rise as one with a 2-strike count.
Ball.
Doesn't fish.
She really likes kind of that low rise to these left-handed batters. She gets it called a little bit off the plate. And that is such a tough pitch for a left-handed batter to be able to hit. I mean, I get everything with outs, but when it's away with that little bit of rise,
Ball.
it's a great take.
So dangerous, even though the power numbers are down a bit this year. 2 home runs in the Champ Series last year here against Oklahoma. Patrick Murphy just called a pitch on that one. Full count.
He said rise ball.
Yes, I thought he said she's going to step it up, and she did. Another rung on the ladder.
They've really been going outside to Aaliyah Jordan in this at bat. It's kind of that cat and mouse game, trying to get her to chase. It's the pitch she struck out on. And again, I think Aaliyah Jordan is the toughest matchup against Montana Fouts, because Smitty, she does slow it down.
So 7 pitches the first time up, and now a 7th pitch the second time up. So she's seen 14 swings of the arm.
And she's strong inside. She's off the plate, so you want to go out, but she has good extension. So she can reach the outside pitch. She can turn on the inside pitch. It's basically a battle of speed if you try to get her underneath the hands.
I think it's the low rise away.
Going high again and got her. Number 9 in a 1-2-3 inning and a 2-0 Bama lead.
She comes back, the bread and butter. This is what you've been doing all night long. The rise ball to get Aaliyah Jordan.
Nothing Alabama lead. Here's how it happened. The Bruins elected to pitch to Bailey Hemphill on a 3-2 count with the outfield drawn in, and Bailey knocked one over their head. And then with Hemphill on third, Jenna Johnson bloops one out to center. Bailey trots home. 2-zip tied. They have never beaten UCLA in their history. The Bruins are 10-0. Fouts picking up right where she left off last night. She has struck out 9 of 12 through the first 4 innings. Winner of this one is into the national semifinals. Loser will have to come back and play tomorrow night. Opponent unknown, either Oklahoma or Georgia, and then would have to win twice on Sunday. And if you're just joining us, that is correct. The top seed, Oklahoma, will have to try and come out of the losers bracket, stunned yesterday by James Madison. Dukes are into the semis in the top half of the bracket for the first time in school history. Brown to whiz at third. Did Washington stay on the base? Yes, she did. 1 down. Back to the top of the order.
It didn't seem like the throw actually brought Kinsley so far up. It was almost like she kind of fell.
Able to maintain contact.
Just keep her foot there.
So now it's Alexis Mack, followed by Bailey Hemphill. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe with you. On our winner's bracket Friday night. Elimination Saturday gets underway tomorrow at noon. 4 games as we cut the field in half from 8 down to 4. Ball. Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida State and Arizona will try and avoid the dreaded 2 and BBQ. And try and extend their seasons. Noon Eastern for the Sooners and the Dogs, one of just 3 teams to beat Oklahoma this year. Along with Oklahoma State and James Madison, they are both still here as well. That's trouble, and that will drop for Mack. And an infield hit for Alexis, and a base runner for Bailey.
This is a base hit if you don't catch it because of the speed of Alexis Mack. So Anna Vines goes all in trying to dive it. She doesn't call it. Kinsley Washington not able to see her, so she comes across. They almost collided. Would have been an amazing play if Vines could have gotten to it. But the thing is, that had so much spin. They let that drop in. It's going to be a hit. So I like the effort.
Boy, in the short game of Mack, 2 infield singles that I don't know if they covered 20 yards total.
It's all about placement. And actually, the shorter she hits it, the harder she is to get out.
And remember, too, Mack stole a base, ended up coming in to score in the first. They are 3 for 3 stealing bases, so Lisa Fernandez wants to get that defense together. Holly?
Well, guys, Alabama has gone on this epic winning streak to end the season, and it all started with a series loss at Alabama. They got back, and they were just feeling overwhelmed. They'd had injuries to their team. They had lost 2 players in the infield. They were feeling overwhelmed with all the COVID restrictions and everything that was going on. And Patrick Murphy had a meeting. He showed them a video about hope. And they started talking about don't feel hopeless. There's so much that you can hope for. And they really started to think about the things that they could hope would happen. Hope to win the SEC tournament, which they did. Hope to get to Women's College World Series, which they have. That pressure has lifted, and they've just started winning because they've had hope.
They're the hottest team here after JMU suffered a loss earlier in the tournament to end their, what I believe was a 34-game winning streak. All right, so what do you do with Bailey?
I think now you pitch to her. Look at the numbers, 418 batting average along with the 13 home runs. And those 13 home runs have come in huge important. We've seen 20-plus home runs from players.
RBI double and a walk tonight.
Ball.
But Hemphill is a hitter. And what I mean by that is she understands where pitchers are throwing her, when she's going to be walked, when she needs to just get the base hit, the double over when the outfield's playing her in.
And look at what she's going to see. That's exactly where she hit the ball in her last at bat, and that gap is wide open again.
Will she get a look? 3-0. Walked her. On board for the 3rd time, and that bumps Mack into scoring position. And a role that Kaylee Tao has embraced all season. Make something happen if they put Bailey on. A ground out and a strikeout for Tao tonight.
Outfield way in, respecting the speed of Alexis Mack. But Kaylee Tao, as a hitter, you know you just connect with one, and that's an easy double or triple with how far in they're playing.
Ball.
Doesn't flinch, hit that one up and in.
That almost hit her in the belt.
She didn't move.
No.
Fearless, confident. according to Patrick Murphy.
Ball.
2-1. Center field, back it goes, home run! Alabama, a 3-run shot.
Been Kaylee Tao's job all season long. They walk Bailey Hemphill. She makes him pay. An off-speed pitch from Rachel Garcia. Misses up and middle, and she's all arms. Huge hit for Tao in Alabama.
Running cover for Hemphill and then running for home. 3-run dinger for Kaylee Tao.
And who's jumping up and down in the dugout? Bailey Hemphill. I love that shot we just had because Hemphill gets so frustrated getting walked, but what's helped her turn that corner is knowing who's behind her, has her back.
It started with the bloop infield hit for Mack, and then the Hemphill walk, and Tao goes deep.
That's just...
More photos of Bailey's dance moves tonight.
When you always talk about power has to protect power, and Tao has been outstanding during this win streak.
Johnson dropping down the bunt, and the umpires will come together here.
Definitely hit her. They're trying to decide if it's in the box or not.
During the win streak, third tater after a Hemphill walk. That was so awesome, says Bailey.
8th home run of the year. That's probably the one she'll remember the most.
And then Kaylee Tao, the hug for Fouts, said, let's finish now, let's finish.
Garcia shaken off 2, then 3 different pitches there with Alyssa Garcia behind the plate. Remember, the signs originally come in from the dugout. But she's clearly trying to take over this game with what she's comfortable and wants to throw.
Johnson muscled that inside pitch. Wiz is there. 2 down. Let's revisit the home run ball.
Tao, her swing, just split gripped underneath the ball. Great angle to elevate it out of the yard. Love the reacts. How about Allie Habits as well behind
Tore the glove off her. Look at that rip in the glove on her hand.
That's all about superstition. Those are your lucky hitting gloves. They could be falling apart. They'll still be on.
Home run ball for the family. The tradition here at Hall of Fame Stadium. Photo opportunity.
Making memories.
We showed you the graphic earlier. The last 2 World Series, it is 20 games in a row where the team that has scored first has held on to win.
Well, that's just the 4th home run all year that Rachel Garcia has given up. She normally keeps the ball in the park.
Laced out to center. Nichols drifts back, got it. 5-0 tied, second night in a row. They've ripped one out of the park.
Toughest place to hit in the lineup is after the SEC's best. Bailey Hemphill, Kaylee Tao makes them pay. Tied up 5-zip.
Faced for Montana Fouts. She has struck out 9 of them. And a big boom for Alabama, the 3-run home run for Kaylee Tao after the walk to Bailey Hemphill to face her instead. She burns the Bruins. 4, 5, 6 coming up. After the 3-run 5th inning, it started with 2 in the first, Michelle, and I'm sure that put Montana Fouts at ease.
Well, it's always so much easier to pitch with a lead. Your ability to attack the zone, not really worry about getting behind or falling behind. You know your opponent has to swing the bat. You can't just sit there and look at pitches and runs appear up on the board.
Puts pressure on right away. Especially when you got the adrenaline of all day, these late night games. I mean, you're just sitting around the hotel. You can't wait to play. All of a sudden you're down 2-0 and it's the pressure heats you up quickly.
And any power pitcher will tell you, you want to pitch against aggressive offenses because they're used to swinging. They have big cuts. They want to hit the ball. They want to go yard. So they play into your hand.
Alyssa Brown on the run, tracks it down out in right center field. Patrick Murphy raves about her range.
He should. The distance that she covers on this bat, and it's not even just how far, but the jump. Where she starts being on the left side of second base, she makes that, by the way, look easy. But look at where she's at. She's just to the left of second. She gets into the gap, what's normally a double, and it's that first step. She knew exactly where it was going to be hit. Fouts loves it. The hardest hit we have seen against Fouts this World Series.
All right, a showdown here with Maya Brady. Struck her out on the rise in the second. First pitch swinging. Did that bounce back inside the line? Fair, and a break for Alabama. 2 down.
There's a foul ball off the bat. This is what Kellyanne Way Perez is arguing right now. And you rarely see this, where it comes back fair. Foul, but look at the spin. I mean, that's crazy, Smitty.
It's where the ball is. Remember, it's not where the foot is. It's not anything other than where the ball is when the first baseman picks it up.
It's a fair ball. It's a good call.
It's a great call.
Tao appreciative. She'll step on the bag at first.
Ball.
And here's Bree Perez. Ten innings of work for Montana Fouts in the last 24 hours. 25 strikeouts.
Ball.
Tonight, 9, 4 groundouts, and that fly ball out to Brown, actually the first fly out of the ball game.
Ball.
This is the other thing she's been very good at, not issuing the free passes. Just 3 of them through her first 4 postseason appearances.
Yeah, just 46 on the year coming in. Whip, walks and hits per inning. well below 1.
Meaning that a lot of times it's 0. Reaching first base.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3 innings. Which is this level are tough to garner.
7 straight innings, by the way, will come to an end here that she does not have multiple strikeouts in an inning. And has worked it back to a full count. Trying to find a spark, anything to trigger them offensively. Got her. Right over the top of the bat. And that's number 10. 9th game in a row. Double-digit Ks in the scoreboard.
Montana Fouts, 22nd game this year with double-digit strikeouts, 16 of them against ranked teams. Every reason in the world to be on fire.
Downtown Oklahoma City, and we are out at Hall of Fame Stadium. Winners bracket Friday night. Winner of this one is into the semifinals on Sunday. 12,337 were with us this evening. Sellout crowd today. Already watched James Madison upset Oklahoma State. Another capacity crowd expected tomorrow when we have 4 elimination games. Winner go home starting at noon. Again, the significance of winning Friday night. 26 of the 30 teams that have won on Friday have advanced to the championship series to play for the national title. Only 4 teams have worked their way out of the losers bracket to get back in it. It cuts your work down from needing 1 win to needing 3 wins over the next 2 days. And the road back would start with either Oklahoma or Georgia tomorrow night.
Well, we're entering the phase of the tournament as well where we talk about the aces or the deuces. Do you have a pitching staff where you can come out of the pen? We have extra arms because obviously the more games you have to play in a day, the more arms you're going to need in the circle, especially not just for tomorrow, but for Sunday.
1-2 to Savannah Woodard. And we'll remind you again, the news out of the Bruin camp this week, an injury to Megan Faramo, who was their deuce, if you will. She and Rachel Garcia had been quite a pair all year long, leading them to the Pac-12 championship. She is out. So the other arm that they would have to use is Holly Azevedo. Alabama's second, Lexi Kilfoyle, has looked very good of late. But thus far, opponents have not been able to figure out Montana Fouts or JMU's Odyssey Alexander. Woodard. Scoot outside the line. at it. Perez has to hurry, throws it away. Woodard safe at first. Are they going to award her second base? Umpires coming together to talk. The near collision at the bag. Did Washington hinder her opportunity to get to first and turn and get to second?
I think she definitely did. It wasn't intentional. I mean, she was jumping up in the air, trying to make this play.
They're also talking about where the overthrow hit. Did it hit the netting, which would give her second base? Or does it hit the wall or the base?
Hit the wall and come back in. No, it hit the
top of the wall.
Yeah. So if it would have hit above that, the back of the wall would have been out of bounds. She probably would have gotten second base.
E6 charge to Perez, so Woodard the leadoff. Third time tonight the leadoff has reached. Maddie Morgan, a walk and a strikeout.
Ball.
Boy, and that is the 10th error this just the postseason for UCLA. So uncharacteristic.
The last week. Yeah. I mean, they had 5. It was last weekend against Virginia Tech. Super regionals. I mean, very unusual what we've seen from this UCLA defense. Hit and run.
Yeah, Morgan had to protect there.
Woodard was going.
Well, the Tide will gladly take advantage of those errors in their 6-0 run through the postseason so far, outscoring opponents now 38-5 with 7 home runs. Kaylee Tao, the 3-run shot in the 5th inning. Morgan lays it down, and she will be safe. Indecision out in front of the plate for the Bruin defense.
Take a look right here. You can just see Washington coming in, and she doesn't even go to the ball. She runs past it. Watch the way. That is communication. That is a defense out of rhythm. This is a great bunt by Maddie Morgan. But look at Washington. She peels off of it because it looks like Garcia saying, let's let it go foul, and it's not reading the spin appropriately.
This is what Kelly Inouye Perez told Holly Rowe in this game, is it's 9-on-1. That was her conversation, bringing everyone in. We're going to have Garcia more pitch to contact, go with drop balls, go with off speed, trust your defense. Garcia there taking a huge, deep breath.
I think Taylor Clark's going to drop another one here.
Yeah.
Already has a sacrifice, and then a pop-up in the 4th. Trying to rent some space in the heads of the Bruin infielders right now. Puts it in play, Garcia to first. And that'll bump the runners over. 2 in scoring position for the number 9 place in the order. And a standing O from the Bama fans as Clark does her job.
And how about for the bunting game for Alabama? 2 consecutive bunts put down off of Garcia, one of the best pitchers in the game. That's not easy to do. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of practice.
Brown was in a similar position in the 2nd inning with a runner in scoring position and lined into a double play. She's got 2 on board here.
We got speed at third base, speed at the plate. So this is where it gets fun for Patrick Murphy. A lot of moving parts, down angle, meaning Woodard at third base. If she sees that ball down, she's going, she's breaking as soon as she sees contact down.
Looking for her first RBI of the postseason. Trying to find a little infield grass on that one.
Remember, this is almost a 400 hitter in the 9th spot.
Garcia's got her 0-2. To first, Washington will apply the tag and a run will come in. Was trying to keep track of Woodard heading for home and made the decision to tag the runner. 6-0 tied as the bottom of the order comes through.
And this is why you practice pressure situations in practice. This is all in front of Kinsley Washington at first base. She sees the break. You know that third base, the runner is going on down angle. You know this. If you practice it and instead she goes after the runner coming down towards her when she has Woodard hosed at home plate.
Kinsley Washington played second base back when they won that championship in 2019.
And a pitching change coming. 6 runs in, tying the most that Garcia has ever allowed. (6-0) Alabama, and the pitching change here for UCLA. Rachel Garcia, the 2-time National Player of the Year, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, responsible for the runner on third. 1 run across here in the 6th for the Tide, and it's Holly Acevedo coming on for the 15th time this year. Junior out of San Jose. And she will have to deal immediately with the top of the Alabama order with 2 out, Alexis Mack, and then Bailey Hemphill on deck.
She's done a lot of those games in that 4-game series that the Pac-12 implemented this year. She can mix speeds, has a good rise ball.
Looks like they will make a change behind home plate as well. Delaney Wiz. So that would also mean there's a change at third base. Tessa Malaulu.
Ball.
Acevedo has played in a couple of Women's College World Series, 4 2/3 innings in the circle over the course of her career. Mack dropping it down, and the runner was coming, and the bunt did not get far enough away from Wiz, and the tag at the plate ends the inning. 6-0 Alabama. The Bruins have yet to get to Montana Fouts. Second night in a row, a spectacular performance in the circle. Double-digit strikeouts.
Montana Fouts has just been explosive this afternoon. Ability to use the rise ball, get underneath your hands. Montana Fouts getting it done in the circle, chasing perfection. Double-digit strikeouts for the 21st time. And look at all those bagels in between.
Oh, the birthday girl. 5 innings of work, the 10 strikeouts. She has a strikeout against 8 of the 9 in the order. Nary a hit or a base runner. 7, 8, and 9 coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. Alabama has scored 2 in the first, 3 in the 5th, just tacked another one on in the top of the inning. Washington struck out on a drop ball back in the 3rd. 4 ground outs, 1 line out, the laser to Brown out in center.
Ball.
After she struck out 16 last night, the only hiccup really was the Jesse Harper home run ball late in the game last night. Number 92 in Jesse's career, second best all time. Arizona will be back in action tomorrow afternoon.
The deep breath she gets on the plate, pitcher's plate, gets the sign.
1-2 pitch. Washington Vines and Kelly Gooden due up. Gooden is the only one that has not struck out tonight against Montana. Number 14 on your left. Called strike 3, that's number 11, 1 down.
This is where she starts to get in your head at this point. This is as good as a pitch you will ever see from Montana Fouts. It's middle. I think a lot of times you're thinking stay off the rise ball. You end up taking the pitch right down the middle.
Historically speaking, here are your perfectos. Just 4 of them in 39 years. Most recently, Courtney Blades in 2000. Eerily similar to last night's performance when she struck out 10 swinging and then got her first one looking. Exactly the same tonight. 10 swinging through 5 innings and now 1 looking here in the 6th. And now the 0-2 count to Anna Vines.
On that strikeout looking to Washington was a drop on the low inside corner, and I like that she's throwing inside to lefties because earlier in the year she was not. It was all outside to lefties.
Number 12.
The routine, the spin, the rotation, the location, the rise ball just continues to pop the glove at over 70 miles an hour. The effort that she puts out, that stride, just locked in.
Genevieve Perez is the pinch hitter. The last time, last February, that these two teams met, Genevieve Perez hit a home run ball off of Alabama. Has not had the extensive playing time this year, but she will come on here in the number 9 spot in the order.
Ball.
Montana Fout's mentors in her younger days included Monica Abbott, included our very own Michelle Smith. Grew up a huge fan of the game. Tremendous support from her parents. Tim doesn't sit down, folks. He is a concourse kind of guy when his daughter is pitching.
Softball player himself, he catches his daughter.
Together they used to watch Dallas Escobedo and Jenny Finch and Jackie Traina and the success they had on this stage under these bright lights. Dreaming of one day she would be in that circle with the ball in her hand.
Here comes the rise ball. You know it as a hitter.
And look at how Perez moved off the plate. She is good on the inside corner.
Down and away, right back to Fouts. The toss to first. Still perfect. 6-0 Alabama.
NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
A look inside Hall of Fame Stadium, and if we could get into the mind of Montana Fouts right now. That 6-0 lead for Alabama. Here's what we got for you. Elimination Saturday at the World Series will start at noon Eastern. Oklahoma, Georgia, followed by Arizona, Florida State. All the games tomorrow, win or go home. The loser of this one will have to play tomorrow night, as will Oklahoma State. Opponent yet to be determined. James Madison has the day off tomorrow. They are in the semis on Sunday. The winner of this one also will chill out tomorrow and then be 1 win away on Sunday afternoon from a spot in the finals. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe. As we settle in to watch the SEC's Player of the Year, Bailey Hemphill, reach base all 3 times she's come up tonight. Hit a home run last night. Hemphill, Tao, and Johnson. For UCLA in the bottom of the 7th, it will be the top of their order that will try and get the first hit off of Montana Fouts.
Ball.
There has not been a perfect game at the Women's College World Series in over 20 years. 2019 in the Champ Series, we saw the first walk-off for a national championship in 27 years. Checking in with Stephanie Van Brakel, the former All-American who's played on these fields, the pitching coach for the Tide. 16 strikeouts last night in a win over Arizona. A dozen more tonight against UCLA. The 2 powerhouses in the history of the sport. Foul territory. 1 down.
Kaylee Tao, her last at bat. She's coming up to bat right now. The home run. You break down her swing. Watch that front foot. She kind of opens up that hip to clear her hands. You see the swing plane there. Perfect job, head and eyes down on the ball to drive this, probably the biggest home run of her career.
Three-run job that scored Hemphill and Mack.
The important role that she plays hitting behind Hemphill, you cannot emphasize that enough because they will continue to walk her.
Ball.
It's her second career three-run home run at the Women's College World Series. She knocked one against Florida in 2019. They reached the semifinals 2 years ago, trying to get back. And looking to extend the winning streak to 20 in a row.
Ball.
Before the tournament started, Tao talked about really wanting to have a strong barrel, really meet up with that ball. And when she is connecting, keeping her hands inside the ball, that you can just see the way it shoots off the barrel. There's a little bit of that split grip. She's strong with that top hand.
Grounds it to Perez. 2 down.
We got 1-8.
But your ace there playing Batgirl. Did you see that? She's doing everything tonight. Helping her teammates out.
Top step. First one to cheer.
Smitty, you got to be trying to think about anything but what's about to happen at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to focus on it. You just stay in your routine, do what you always do.
Everyone kind of staying away.
That's right.
I think Van Brakel's the only one allowed to talk to her.
Ali Acevedo on in relief.
Oh.
Ten times they've tried to beat UCLA, 10 times they have failed, but they have the upper hand here with just 3 outs left for UCLA to work with. Double elimination format. The Bruins will be back tomorrow. But again, we will remind you, it is the top of the order coming up, including 2 U.S. Olympians, Bubba Nichols and Rachel Garcia.
Ball.
1-2, a little high. Trying to work that roll tide roll hat magic. Maulus got it. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Nichols, Garcia, and Jordan. Montana Fouts set to take center stage.
Has just been dominating with that rise ball at the top of the zone, her ability to locate curveball that moves up. So she blends her pitches, the rise though, the spin, the rotation, the way she just rips it out of her hand, and that snap is just magical. On her birthday, showing up in the 7th inning, chasing perfection.
18 have come to the plate. 18 have been sent back wanting. 12 strikeouts. Dad Tim has moved down to get a better view.
He looks nervous.
It won't be easy. The first two she'll see are members of the United States Olympic team in Tokyo this summer. Nichols, Garcia, and the All-American Aaliyah Jordan. One of the toughest trios in all of college softball. Bubba is one of the few that have made contact and at least put the ball in play. A ground out in the first, and then Fouts struck her out on a rise ball in the 4th.
Ball.
2-2. To Bubba. One down. Strikeout number 13 for the birthday girl.
Rise ball right down the middle. Bailey Hemphill set that right down the dish, and look at Tim Fouts' dad. Showing the emotion. He's like, fist bump me, somebody fist bump me.
And now it's Rachel Garcia.
Well, that's a tough strike. You have a pitcher that is dominating the top half of the strike zone with the rise ball, and then you get the high strike called. You saw Garcia kind of pause for a second.
A strikeout and a ground out for Rachel tonight. 1-1. All the hours together, Montana and her dad back in Grayson, Kentucky. Building towards a moment like this. One and two.
All these UCLA hitters in the back of the batter's box. Rachel Garcia is 3rd time through now, trying to see that rise ball as long as possible.
2 down. Still smoke in the middle. 7 innings later, she's hitting 70 miles an hour plus late into the night. And a final showdown with Aaliyah Jordan. Has had 2 long at-bats, but both ended up as strikeouts. Jordan goes opposite, back doesn't for Montana Fouts and Alabama at the Women's College World Series. The first perfect game at Oklahoma City in 21 years for the birthday girl. And Alabama is into the national semifinals. The 20th win in a row for the Tide, the 14th win in a row for Montana Fouts. And they knock UCLA into the losers bracket tomorrow night. Strikeouts in 24 hours. As she goes back-to-back to beat Arizona and UCLA. And for that, you get to put the headset on and talk to Holly Rowe. The Capital One rewarding performance, perfection, and the final out put a bit of a scare into the Tide, but Mack on the track ends it. Jubilation for Montana Fouts and Bailey Hemphill. And Patrick Murphy.
That's awesome.
Trying to get out there as fast as the players. And for Dad Tim, I don't know how much sleep he's going to get in the next 24 hours. Probably not much. What a moment. The Capital One rewarding performance, and Montana Fouts is with Holly.
Montana, I don't know if you realize, but it's the first perfect game in almost 20 years here at Oklahoma City. What did that feel like when you saw your teammate record the final out in a perfect outing?
I'm just so proud of my defense, my offense. I just thought I'd come out here, and if they don't score, we win. You know, they have my back all season long, and this is just, they made the plays. It doesn't happen without them and Bailey behind the dish and Steph. I mean, it was just team win, team win.
Not only was it a perfect game the way you did it, it's the first time in history Alabama's ever beaten UCLA. What does that mean to you?
I mean, that just means everything, man. I just think that everything's a process, and we're just trusting God's process, just because I was telling them this morning, I just felt so different compared to last year. Just the way this team has went through adversity, I think that, how can you not give everything you got when they're standing there? So.
Your rise ball was so phenomenal. Tell me the keys to throwing your rise so effectively.
I definitely think it has some work to do. I think that I could have had a little bit more command on it, but I think just spinning it, my timing felt a little bit off at some points, but I just think trust the timing, trust the pitch, and trust my defense.
I know it's your birthday today. How could you imagine?
I forgot it's my birthday. Oh gosh.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21 years old on a 20-game winning streak with the first perfect game in 20 years. Montana, happy birthday. I think you've earned a lot tonight.
Oh, they earned it. Thank you. Roll Tide.
Thank you.
Love the mentality of this team of Montana Fouts, the leadership of Bailey Hemphill for that battery.
How much she said, I could have had more command tonight. That is such a picture. Perfect game. 14 strikeouts, and she's still thinking how she could have done better.
21 years ago, a week before she was born, that's the last time there was a perfect game at the Women's College World Series. And the birthday perfecto today. So here is our lineup set. Tomorrow, elimination games. We've got 4 of them for you on ESPN. We'll start at noon Eastern, Oklahoma, Georgia. Winner of that one would get UCLA. And then Arizona, Florida State. The winner of that one would meet Oklahoma State They are all playing tomorrow to try and get into the national semifinals with James Madison and Alabama. How about Odyssey Alexander this afternoon? And now Montana Fouts this evening. What a day in Oklahoma City. And we'll be back with you tomorrow, noon Eastern. Win or go home. Montana Fouts, perfect game on her birthday. And it's Roll Tide Roll 6-0